Hello and welcome to the top 100 maps of all time with me, BonBonB. I'm BonBonB, you're very welcome. Yes, we're looking at the top 100 maps of all time as voted by you at the end of What's Map over the last 4.5 to 5 years, including the very best of the maps from before that time as well. What have we got at number 78? Well, the answer is a map which probably would be higher if it wasn't for me. I might be the reason why this map is only at number 78. I want to say only at number 78. 78th out of over 50,000 is an incredible position. Yet, I failed this map. So much so I had to make a correction, but I didn't have to. I chose to make a correction video. Today's map is Maizuru Bay by Waftthrudnir, first reviewed by me back in episode 868 of What Map, where I gave this map 4 stars for aesthetics, remember that, 4 stars for aesthetics, a high 4 at that, 5 for detail and 5 for gameplay potential. The problem was, I was with a new PC at the time and I hadn't set up the unlimited tree mod correctly on my PC. And so there was a whole bunch of trees missing. Virtually nothing over here. There was very little, if anything, around the outside at all, especially on this side of the map. And I figured that the map could be better, so therefore I couldn't give the map 5 stars for aesthetics at all. I couldn't. There were a bunch of trees missing, you know. All about saving the trees, but there should be more trees. Anyway, there were more trees. Unlimited tree mod settings were wrong, and so the trees popped back in and I did a correction video, and I'm really glad that I did. Put me into a bit of a corner with giving the 5th star for aesthetics, but I really couldn't find an argument against it. My only argument had just been smashed on the nose, so I ended up upgrading this map to all-star status, the first of my all-star status maps on this final list. So, I think, had the trees been in the original review, this 86.75% may have been a little bit higher. You know, even if it was 87% even. Even if it was just the next step up from 86.75 is 87. We go up in quarter percentages here. So yes, even if it being 87%, it would jumped up at a few places and maybe probably even more. Anyway, Maizuru Bay by Waftthrudnir. It's Japanese inspired or Japanese themed, I guess, one or the other. This would mean, of course, I should have left-hand traffic on the highways and on the byways. I didn't think about that before I loaded up the map, but as we're not actually, we're more inspired rather than a true, I mean, we are sort of a good recreation, but at the end of the day, if you want to do a Japanese build on here, you will switch the traffic over, and if you just want to do a regular build, you'll just have the traffic whatever is comfortable for you, right? Okay, what can I tell you? The map was uploaded. I didn't make a note of that. Hang on, sorry, my bad. Bear with me a second while I just BonBon checks his notes. Was uploaded to the workshop in February of 2020. There we go. I knew I had the notes. We've currently got 4,008 subscribers. 572 of those have favorited the map. We have 4-star rating on Steam with 173 people who have bothered to vote. The map has 33 items to subscribe to, including network extensions too, but no DLCs. Obviously, we're using the old trees system, so if you've migrated over to Tree Anarchy, you might want to switch back for the unlimited tree mod, or it might load fine. I've not tested it. There's a theme mix involved, which includes the Laveante 2.0 theme, Coos Bay theme, Alps Dolomites, and the Relight Film LUT. And that's basically all there is to tell you before we start the flyover. Now, from what I remember about this, it doesn't have a wealth of castles or fantasy areas or clever feature areas, anything like that. Nope. It's just a good looking map with a really strong road layout and a place that you're going to want to build in the valleys, maybe along the bay here. You can see where you're going to be. You can see where you're not going to be building. You can probably see that with that. You're not going to be building up here, are you? Oh no, maybe an observatory, maybe. But yes, it's just a solid, beautiful map. I think in terms of routing, is that a road coming in from here? I think we'll follow the road in and through. I'm not sure where the start square is. Let me just check that. It's up here. Okay, well, I think we'll start up here. We'll take the right and we'll go up into the start square from that angle, assuming that this is indeed a highway. And it's a rail. Well, do you know what? We're going to follow the rail. Screw it. We never do this. I say we never do this. We have done this, but we don't do it very often. We very rarely follow a rail line in. Well, we will still check the highways. Don't think we're not going to be checking the highways. But why not? This map is definitely worthy. It's an all-star map. So few maps. I mean, did I do it? I was going to say 11 maps in the end got the all-star status. Admittedly, I mean, some of them are from a way back. Way back. To get 5 stars back then would, yeah, those maps wouldn't get 5 stars now, mostly because the standards have improved, as have the mods that are used to make the maps even more beautiful and amazing. Do you know what? I know this is my turn off, but this isn't a turn off. I'm going to follow the rail. I'm just going to see what the rail does, because we're on this route now. We might as well stick to it. So yes, the standards obviously over the years have got higher and higher and higher, and that's the case with a lot of things. With sport, you look at sport, and you look at the top footballers now. A lot, I mean, even just a really good professional footballer now, a Premier League footballer now, almost any decent creative playmaker, that sort of thing, would indeed, if you took them out of this world and a bit of game lag there, and drop them into the 1970s or 1960s, they would appear to be as good as Pele. Some of them would, because it's the athleticism. Pele had great athleticism. He was strong. He had the skills. He also had a footballing mind, and that's the case with pretty much professional footballers without fail, really, isn't it? It's where do we go here? Is that straight off to the edge of the map? It's boring. We're going to go this way. So yes, sport moves on. Movies. You look at movies now. Admittedly, there's an argument that some of the old black and white movies were better storytellers than now the action-packed movies that get straight into it. But there's something also to be said for these movies that get straight into it. They're successful for a reason, and that is they get straight into the storytelling. They get straight into the action, the bits that we want to see as viewers. So yeah, you can argue that things just get better and fine-tuned, and sometimes we lose things. Like which way are we going to? Yeah, I'm going to have a look at. Trying to work out where there's a highway. This has to be a highway. I found the highway. Right, gotcha. Yeah, just everything improves, doesn't it? Mostly. We gotta say, my point was, yes, sometimes we lose things, like with the black and white movies, with the great storytelling, with the taking your time to tell a story. Oh, look, we have the broken bridge. We have a broken bridge, very subtly done as well. You can see the old route of the road here that is now becoming overgrown, and how the terraforming has been left there, stops, and then over here the bridge came back down to ground there, and probably carried on, I'm guessing, that way. I'm guessing this is pre-tunnel era, and then when the tunnel came along, they got the flashy new multi-lane bridge. I'd like to think that. So yes, so standards have improved in map making, just because, I mean, we've got better mods. We've just got inspiration from other maps as well. We look at other maps and we go, oh, there's a great idea. I want to include that into my map. Or that map looks so much better than my map. I'm going to do a better job of this map, and so forth. And I know there's going to be a few people out there that will blame my channel a little bit with the reviews. When there's somebody looking over your shoulder, showcasing the best and the errors as well, you're going to take a bit more time to make sure that your map is as good as is possible. Oh yes, I remember this. We had the retaining walls, didn't we? Many a map maker wouldn't have done that. And look at the match. Look at the match between the wall and the roads, the barriers. Very, very good. Very, very good. Anyway, that looks super slick. We have lane mathematics as well, which is a neat little thing to have added in. Pre-no controller, so we have, yeah, if you want to upgrade these to be slicker and smoother, you can just include no controller, set up a default, and then just copy the default across to everyone that you want to have upgraded. Another little bit game lag there as well. So yes, everything's just got better and better and better. And some of the early maps, I'm thinking of a specific one. I don't think it made the top 100. I'm gonna have to look it up. I might even showcase any maps, any all-star maps outside of the top 100. I think I might showcase anyway. I might do them with a more modern theme or something like that, just to make them look their very, very best. I think that might be a fair thing to do. I'm lost. I think we're going around the bay this way. I think we're going around the bay this way, aren't we? Well, if we're not, we're not. Big old bridge. Everybody loves a big old bridge, especially when it is slickly done as this one. Quality work there, Waftthrudnir. Quality work. A little intersection. I can see possibly this getting a lot of stop-start traffic going on it, but again, once you start playing with the map and you've got the traffic manager in place, you'll have all the tools to be able to deal with that. I don't think I need to follow the highway as closely as I am. We've had a good run across the map. That's usually the whole point of following a highway, is to get a builder's eye view of the buildable areas. Where's our start square? I didn't remember. It was here, wasn't it? I think so. Yeah, let's go down and have a little look at the start square area down here. So first of all, let's start off by saying we've got a very pretty roundabout to start your build around. I'm really liking what Waft has done here, especially with these grassy topped rocks, which means that they've been able to grow trees out the middle of the top of the flat rock without it looking sort of dumb. So credit for that. Then we have a little creek, a little brook here. And if we follow this up, we have, look at the tree placement here, just little things like this. How many people do you know, when building a map like this, who would have had that tree growing out of the top of there, eh? I mean, the answer is loads. Loads, if not all. And then you get someone like Waftthrudnir, who, and it's not just by chance, because if we have a look over the other side of the river, we have this tree, which is growing out of the crack. And then this tree, which is growing out of the crack. Waftthrudnir has taken time to ensure we don't have trees growing out the top. I mean, that one there, we've got, there's some ferns on there, but that tree is very much in the groove as well. Here we go, tree, groove. Time has been taken to make sure everything is on point. And I really, really appreciate that in the map. The river, I'm going to follow the river up, you know. I'm just going to follow this main river up. I can't remember. I don't remember much about this map. We've got a lot of side little tributaries going on there. A lot. I think the spawn points have all been done as these rocky creeks. Just springs popping out here and there. I don't have a problem with that. They're nicely done. They're beautifully done. So we've got a lot of credibility going on there too. And the river flows out, down and into the bay, which of course is just lightly and nicely detailed here as well, including a little sewage outlet. If you want to get started, you've got potential for sewage there. Is that a little power? I think that's, oh no, hang on. What is that? What is that? I think that's meant to be some sort of doorway access down into the into the pumping station. I think that's what that is. Don't recall seeing that before. And so again, when I come back to these maps, I see things. This little muddy area here with the rock erosion. I find things I didn't see before, and I'm just so glad. I'm really, really thankful, not just for the workshop, but for you guys for voting in these maps and giving us a chance to come back and look at some of the areas that we would never ever have come back to in normal case. Once you've looked at the map, you move on. Let's have a little look at some of these islands whilst we are whiz banging around the map. Look at this. Look at this. Now that's rocking and holing without actually rocking and holing. Let's see here. This is rocking and holing. There we go. There's your rocking and holing. That is a masterpiece. A masterpiece. Anyway, well, great looking island. What a great looking island. I love that. Love it to pieces. Then, it's not the only island. There were more. I've lost my islands. That's the main island in the bay, isn't it? I think that's the big island in the bay. Oh, we've got a lot of little scampy islands around here. Let's have a look at this one, as I see work on this one as well. Big old cliff face on one side of that island, tapering down into the landscape on the other side of the island. Lovely. But of course, the thing is buildable space. That's the main thing. And a few of you might say there's not really enough. And I would say you're wrong. Obviously, you're wrong. There's what we have. Let's look at this in terms of tile buying. Okay? So we already have this one. Right. We could come up this way. We could come down this way. Those are your two main directions. So if we purchase that one and then purchase this one, then you can purchase this one. That's 4, 5, 6, 7, maybe that one, 8, and 9. So I've just done a 9 tile buy there, and we've got a fairly and it wasn't necessarily the only option. You could have spent on a couple of tiles here to buy up into this area. So you could have gone up, could have built, and that's without, of course, using mods, the 25 and the 81 tile mods. So there are definitely options with this map, and I just think it's a work of art. I haven't even looked at the side river. Look at the side river, just quietly, I mean, winding its way down here, minding its own business, saying, "I'm over here, guys. Don't look at me." It's the quiet river. Big river. Big river. The temptation to have included that as part of the main build area must have been very, very high. But it just adds something a little bit extra to the map. Otherwise the map is just a bay with a few tributary rivers going into it. It is stunning work. Stunning work. Maizuru Bay by Waftthrudnir. Not Maizuru Bay by Waftthrudnir. Oh, I've lost it. Anyway, yeah, 78 on the all-time list. Should have been higher. If it hadn't have been for me, I'm sure it would have got a few more ratings. Excellent work. Thank you so much. Amazing. Amazing. And there's more amazingness coming tomorrow as we jump up to number 77. Will it be Sunset Strip or will it be a different map altogether? Well, I'll tell you, it will be a different map altogether. Oh, thanks for watching, for commenting, for liking and for subscribing. A big shout out to all the BonBon buddies on Patreon and YouTube membership who support the channel. I love you all so much. I've been BonBonB, you've been very, very welcome, and I will see you again very, very soon. Thanks for watching.